In today's video, we're going back to the roots of mechanized South Korea's mechanized infantry forces to look at one of its most poorly armored vehicles, the K-200 Korean infantry fighting vehicle family. Long before the modern K-21 entered service, the K-200 was the tracked workhorse that carried troops, supported operations, and helped modernize the Republic of Korea Army during the late Cold War and beyond. While it's sometimes called an IFV, the K-200 is closer in role to an armored personnel carrier. But its story is still a key part of Korea's armored vehicle development. Let's break down its origins, design, capabilities, variants, and legacy. Section 1. Origins. To understand the K-200, we need to look at South Korea in the late 1970s and early 1980s. At that time, much of the Army's armored transport fleet relied on older American vehicles, especially the M113 armored personnel carrier. While reliable, these vehicles were aging and not optimized for Korea's terrain or evolving military doctrine. South Korea wanted something more modern and, more importantly, domestically produced. This push was part of a broader defense strategy: reduce reliance on foreign suppliers and build a national armored vehicle industry. The result was the K-200 program, developed by South Korea's Agency for Defense Development, with industrial production handled by Daewoo Heavy Industries. Production began in the mid-1980s, and the vehicle officially entered service around 1985. Over the following years, thousands would be built, forming the backbone of mechanized infantry transport. Section 2. Design Philosophy 150-3. The K-200 was designed with practicality in mind. It needed to be mobile, reliable, simple to maintain, and suitable for Korea's mixed terrain, including mountains, rivers, and rough ground. The vehicle uses a tracked chassis for better off-road mobility compared to wheeled carriers. Its layout is conventional. The driver sits in the front, the engine is positioned forward on the hull, and the troop compartment is in the rear. Armor protection is made from aluminum alloy, similar in concept to the M113, which keeps weight down while providing protection against small arms fire and shell fragments. It's not meant to survive heavy anti-tank weapons, but that's not its mission. Its primary job is to safely move infantry close to the battlefield. One important feature is amphibious capability. With preparation, the K-200 can cross water obstacles using its tracks for propulsion. In a peninsula environment with multiple rivers and wet terrain, that's a major tactical advantage. Section 3. Crew and Armament 310. The K-200 typically operates with a crew of 3, a driver, a commander, and a gunner, and it can carry up to 9 infantry soldiers in the rear compartment. Troops enter and exit through rear doors and roof hatches, allowing relatively fast deployment under cover. Vision blocks and firing ports in early configurations allowed infantry to observe and, if necessary, fire from inside, a common Cold War design concept. Armament is modest but effective for its role. Most K-200 vehicles are equipped with a roof-mounted heavy machine gun, usually a .50 caliber, along with a secondary 7.62 mm machine gun. This gives suppressive fire capability against infantry, light vehicles, and low-flying threats. Remember, unlike a true modern IFV with an autocannon and anti-tank missiles, the K-200 is not meant to duel armored vehicles. It is a battlefield taxi with teeth, not a frontline tank killer. Section 4. Mobility and Performance. Mobility is where the K-200 performs well. Powered by a diesel engine, it can reach road speeds of roughly 70 kilometers per hour, depending on variant and load. Its tracked suspension allows it to handle mud, snow, slopes, and broken terrain more effectively than many wheeled vehicles. Operational range is several hundred kilometers on roads, giving mechanized units strong operational flexibility. The suspension system was tuned with Korean terrain in mind, which includes steep hills and uneven ground. Compared to older imported platforms, this gave crews better ride stability and cross-country performance. In military vehicles, reliability is often more valuable than advanced features, and by most accounts, the K-200 proved dependable in service. Section 5. Variants Family 510-630. One of the K-200's biggest strengths is that it became a whole family of vehicles, not just a single troop carrier. Using the same chassis, South Korea developed multiple specialized variants. There are command post versions equipped with extra radios and workspace for officers. Mortar carrier versions mount internal mortar systems, allowing mobile indirect fire support. Air defense variants were developed with anti-aircraft gun systems mounted on top. Smoke generator and battlefield obscuration versions can deploy smoke screens to conceal troop movements. NBC reconnaissance variants were designed to detect nuclear, biological, and chemical threats, a serious Cold War concern. This modular approach increased logistics efficiency. Units could maintain multiple mission types while sharing parts, maintenance training, and support infrastructure. Section 6. Limitations. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, however, battlefield requirements were changing. Threats were evolving, and infantry fighting vehicles were expected to provide heavier firepower and stronger protection. Compared to newer IFVs with autocannons, advanced armor packages, and digital battlefield systems, the K200 was becoming outdated. Its light armor and machine gun armament limited its survivability and offensive capability in high-intensity combat. Upgrades helped extend its service life, but a next-generation replacement was needed. Section 7. Legacy and Replacement. 8. That replacement came in the form of the K-21 infantry fighting vehicle, a much more heavily armed and protected platform with a turreted autocannon, modern sensors, and improved armor. Even so, the K200's legacy remains important. It marked a major step in South Korea's domestic armored vehicle development. It helped transition the army from imported platforms to indigenous production and created the industrial and engineering base for more advanced systems. For decades, it carried soldiers, supported missions, and formed the mechanical backbone of Korea's infantry mobility. And sometimes, the vehicles that matter most aren't the flashiest. They're the reliable workhorses that quietly do the job year after year. If you enjoy deep dives into military vehicles and defense history, subscribe for more detailed breakdowns like this. See you in the next video.